Jadu Chanda Katin Sumba Meba Jitin Bangan Lama Tambishab, Gipemo Chima Mebala. Gosum Rabdu Tawa Tepa Chembe Goneja, the Jencho to Jepsu Jewa, Dada Lome, Gujing, Laptus, Ominchu, Yingi Potona. Disum Sanje Kunjing Owani, Rasum Jokong, Sum Tenzeba, Zavela Mesha. So and Kanda Jojo Donganjitana, the Lomra Chubakan, so the Tender Tambachu, Charm Bevenian Brother Vatam Gentage. Haye Kedal Tanjanga, Mandana me, Gananda, Dogan and Dagajan Batam Jacket. Dagi Chetan Do that hella Tambo. Oh, the first of all now, actually we all have to sort of, how do you say, position our motivation in a correct way. That is very important. That is the foundation kind of thing. Motivation needs to be always in a good position, good kind of, let's say, good direction, or the direction that towards to enlightenment, towards to all the sentient beings. It has to be that way. Whereas usually our motivation always is very much self-centered, you know. For example, for myself, I'm doing it for myself. I'm doing it, you know, for me and me and me, I. So it's always me and I. So at least during the period of receiving teaching, one really needs to be positioned one's own motivation in a direct way. Very much important issue. Generally speaking, we are very much recommended to have a very good motivation all the time. Even for the lunch time, you know, when you have a lunch, when you have a dinner, when you how do you say, when you involve in day-to-day activities, all needs to be motivated in a way that it's directed for all sentient beings. That is very, very important. How do you direct your motivation when you have lunch, for instance? Lunch, you are eating, physically you are eating lunch. So mouth is yours, stomach is yours. But you are eating it for the benefit, for your health. So that yourself will be able to, dedicate it or disposed for the benefit of all sentient beings. In other words, you are eating it not only for you. After eating this and nourishing your body and nourishing your system in the physical system, then you will definitely be able to benefit others. So motivation, final motivation of eating lunch is not for yourself, for the benefit of others. So that is what you have to learn. You have to learn and you have to, motivate. That is the process of the practice, or the practice of the bodhicitta. These sort of things are very much the bodhicitta practice. We always think like bodhicitta practice is something, bodhicitta or Buddhist practice or Mahayana practice or even Vajrayana practice is only depends on Dhammaru, only depends on bell, only depends on the ritual practices. We think like that. We are very conservative. We always think about this, you know. The Dhammaru, bell, singing, ritual, rituality, all this is all what we think that this is important. Of course it's important, and there's, it goes without saying anything. But the practice is not only about bell. It's not only about the Dhammaru. It is very much how you look at your life, day-to-day life activities. How you eat the lunch, how you eat the dinner, how you sleep, how you stand, how you walk. All these things needs to be involved into the Buddhist practice. Needs to be involved in the bodhicitta, Mahayana practice. Even the Vajrayana practice should really involve along with your day-to-day life. Very, very important. So especially when you listen to the Buddha's teaching or Dharma teaching or the teaching like Tsewa, like this kind of teaching, you have to really position yourself. That's very important. Why you are listening? You are listening for yourself, to nourish yourself, so that you can benefit others. It's not only just yes, I'm listening this teaching for myself, to be happy, full stop. Or I'm listening this teaching just to make myself enlightened, or I don't know, whatever. And that's it, full stop. We always do like this. This is a big mistake. This is a big blockage, if you like. It's a blockage. It's a really interruption or obstacle, great obstacle for Mahayana Buddhist practice. And Sengay Tsewa, obviously, no hope. Sengay Tsewa, no hope. Yangtik, no hope, If you do not have the correct motivation. Motivation is really the vehicle. If the vehicle doesn't move, means the engine is not moving. Whatever the beautiful figure of the car doesn't make any sense. It may be a figure of a Ferrari or very expensive car, very beautiful car, very speedy car, very nice car, but the engine is not working. So engine is not really Ferrari engine or Rolls-Royce engine. So there's no point to have this figure. Sometime back in India, we have a kind of a workshop that when you want to turn your car into looking Ferrari looking, you can ask them to manufacture to modify. They will do exactly the same as Ferrari, but doesn't mean that it has a Ferrari engine and Ferrari speed and Ferrari whatever. It looks exactly the Ferrari. But there are certain workshops that they do this, and people loves it. People loves it just to make different shapes out of your car. So it's the same thing. We have a Sengay Tsewa shape, shape of Sengay Tsewa, shape of Yangtik, shape of that and this and that. But the engine is not there. The engine doesn't work. The engine is very much selfish all the time. So it's like an engine is like, I don't know what, doshevu, the car that we call doshevu in French. The 2-horse-powered car, So it's like a tuk 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 tuk. It goes like, maybe just 2 kilometers per hour or something like that. I mean, it's much better than that, but I'm exaggerating. But anyway, that sort of thing, it won't work. So similarly, you really have to know how important that is. I'm not going to take that much of time to say these things, but it's a very important, actually. Important point should not be missed. And then the colorful things comes as a second issue. It's a very important, yes, colorful is very important also. You have to really have a nice color and favorite shape and, favorite seats and all these things if you are into a car, or if you're into a whatever, the shape and designs are very important, whatever. But the engine is really important. So similarly, that you have to find out yourself what kind of situation you are in terms of motivation. Now, after, say, yesterday we were talking about Guru Yoga a little bit. So, visualize gurus and on top of your crown, and all these visualizations done along with the ritual practices of supplication. And so after going through the supplication here until the page number 232, then we don't do this supplication from page number 232, the second line. We don't do that because just unless you wanted to do it, we don't do it. But we can do it, of course. There's just a one page. So if you don't do it, then jump. If you do it, then you can do it. But I think I'll give the transmission anyhow. Pajutavi Jubal so, Majushirab Jubal so, Nimetungi Jubal so, Kandanyam Jubal so, Tupjugi Jubal, Don Den Chujung Jubal, Todan Jiting Chow, Shamba Lord, Junshi Divi Julu, Chinsin Tower, Gajan Edinburgh, never Nancy Sim, Gichon to Ramashaber, Ranrikusum to Rawan Tower, Chis Dadan to do some unions in Timakumba, Lame Chanchu, Topersho, Pat Lensum. Recite 3 times or whatever. Laman, then anyhow, after the supplication, then the Lamanam, Duzikarnar Gishuni, Lucino Tamjela, Cap, Lunga Yisum Dudunedun Tamjitavarjeb, Lucia Gonchibator Song or Pat. So the gurus dissolves, the gurus means the guru, all the branch gurus and root guru, dissolves into the stream of a white nectar which penetrates my entire body, and extremely and externally and internally. So that's the thing, and then thus purifying the whole set of obscurations, veil, illnesses, and demons of my body, speech, and mind, like wiping clean a crystal ball. So that's what we have to believe. We have to, we have to visualize. And the visualization, this kind of visualization, anyway, any kind of visualization needs to be done with strong belief. This is what religion helps the growth of spirituality, actually. You know? Even though people like me, I don't go very much according to the religious things, religion. Religion is not something, my favorite kind of subject to talk about. But somehow religion helps to grow the strength of spirituality. That's something you mustn't forget. So therefore, of course, for thousands of years, like Buddhism, of course, not only 5,000, but maybe many of the religion that it still exists. They have been starting, I don't know, many tens of thousands, I think. They have been starting that religion, and also successfully still today. So people are really going through it because they are getting some benefit from the religion. So here also, the religion, it's like belief. The belief is something that I think it's just very much the essence of the religion, I would say. It is the essence of religion. I don't go, personally, I don't go for that. Because, that's just something like maybe, it's not a pleasant kind of thing. That, because you have to believe, you have to be forcing a little bit. The master has to force, or the teacher has to force to believe, and then you have to believe, otherwise you're out. So that sort of thing. That's something I don't like, but somehow it works. It works. It has to be something like that also. For example, the visualization, dissolving gurus and this and that, visualizing gurus and all these things, while the guru physically not there, but you are visualizing it. So these things, you have to do it with a belief. You may be calling it devotion. You may be calling it faith. You may be calling it like a belief, whatever you may call. This needs to be done so that will definitely help you. If you do not have a belief in for example, Guru being there in front of you while you are doing Sengay Tsewa, then there's no. I mean, you do Sengay Tsewa for what? For something else, but it doesn't serve the purpose because you don't have a belief. So this is sometime you can even say that you don't have a devotion also, because you don't have you don't have a belief. And we, normally, majority of us, we don't have that. I mean, including me, sometimes I do feel empty. Even though I practice, but I don't have I feel like, the Guru is not there. The Dhaka is not there. Dakini is not there. I feel sometimes like that also, which is my fault, my own sort of fault, or my own kind of shortage of my own sight, I think. So that is the thing. So practice-wise, you have to really have a belief. believe 100% that the Guru dissolves. Guru really dissolves into you, and you filled. How do you say? You got filled by the nectar of the Guru dissolution. So that is what you have to. And then through that belief, you will definitely get whatever you are supposed to be getting. Then that's the thing. And that's really true also. So lately I sort of like, there are many people who really have a luck to believe totally. And that's very, very good, I think. Even though it is very much recommended not to be fanatic. Fanatical belief, if you like, is not good. But believe is very good. So we tend to have a bit of difficulties in between these two. Fanatic, when you start to believe something, you become fanatic. And if you start not to be fanatic, then you start like not believing anything. So that's not right. You have to be finding some sort of balance in between that. Some sort of a balance. You have to. It's like middle path, middle way. Very important. You shouldn't be fanatic, but you shouldn't be also not believing nihilism, like following nihilism or something. You just shouldn't be nihilistically sort of looking at the things. Shouldn't be. So, yes, some of my friends, I think I remember telling you this, I think some time back. Some of my friends, there's a student a couple of years ago, maybe 10 years ago, she was always doing Guru Yoga in front of my picture. And so she was feeling very, very, very good and very, very successful and all these things. And not only that, I think she was believing, and it's really truly that I am there, existing there. So then she was having a lunch and dinner and breakfast, but then she feel that I'm eating a lot. I mean, she's having a good fun, but then I'm not having anything. So then she thought that is not right. So then she went to my picture, and then she put all the food and chocolates and all these things what she wants, what she really likes. And so she put everything on my picture, face and everything. There's no mouth, but she started putting everything in on top of my picture, and my picture was spoiled. And but of course she felt very good. She felt very good, and so the interesting thing is she asked me when I met her, and she said, "I did like this. Did you get it? Did you enjoy it?" What do I say? So I just kept quiet. I smiled and I kept quiet. So I mean, I don't know what to say, but that's the kind of way. But as long as she feels very fulfilled, and she's very happy that she could manage to do that, and she's so her day sort of it makes her day. Let's put it like that. So what's wrong with it? The point is, the whole point is that she needs to be happy, and she needs to be, how do you say, developing her own merit. That is her own business. It's nothing to do with me, nothing to do with anybody. She's going to be marrying meriting or whatever, accumulating merit by herself, her own merit. So that is her own business, which is very good, excellent. I thought it was very good, actually. Even though it sounds like for many people it is like a stupid or crazy or idiot. But it is not, actually. To my feeling, it is a great thing that if she feels very much fully satisfied, fully sort of this thing, and nothing wrong. That is religion, very much religion. But it slowly reaches to the spirituality. It gets into it really helps you to get the understanding of spirituality as a blessing. So that is the thing, which we have to also understand that way. That's the reason we have a lot of shrine, the Buddha house, Buddha room, the room that you dedicate for the Buddha. So the Buddha has a lot of statues, and then you're going to be offering a lot of things there. And this is offering to the Buddha, Amitabha, Buddha, Shakyamuni, Buddha this, and this and that. You're all going to offer. If you don't believe that there's anybody in there, then what's the point of the spending lots of money and spending time and effort arranging shrine? There's no point. You have to have a belief that Buddha Shakyamuni is there, Buddha Amitabha is there, including your guru. They are there. They're waiting for your breakfast. They're waiting for your for your lunch to be served. That sort of thing. They're just there. Poor thing. They always have to wait on the shrine. They can't come to the dining room. So that's the thing. So you have to go and give them. That's typical religion. Religion says like that, and it's idiot in a way, but it works. If it works means if it works to make you feel happy, to make you feel satisfied, to make you feel that you accumulated merit by doing that, what's wrong with it? That is the reason why the religion is very much needed. And that means you are talking with the Buddha in your shrine. You can't talk with the Buddha in the toilet, because Buddha doesn't come to toilet. The toilet is too dirty for Buddha to come in, I mean, religiously speaking, which is true. Very, very true. But spiritually speaking, this is not right. So now, where you keep balance? You have to keep the balance. You have to be innerly, deeply, you are spiritual. You are very much spiritual. But externally and like a relatively, you have to be religious. And that's the way, the religion or whatever is the way that the way to drive you into the spiritual level. So spiritual level is not something that you don't believe anything. That is not a spiritual. People think spirituality is that, it's a form of a freedom, just don't believe anything, almost like a non-believer. But non-believer is not a spiritual. Non-believer is not right. That's a terrible thing. If you don't believe in anything, that means you don't believe that the food is need to be served when you're hungry. When you're hungry, the food needs to be served. That much you have to believe. When you start to believe in that, that means the religion is there. Even though you don't like the religion, that is your religion. Come on. That lunchtime comes, I'm hungry. Where's my lunch? That is your religion. You cannot avoid the religion anyway. So that's the thing. So of course you have to, like a healthy wise, in order to keep yourself healthy, not only physically but the mind also. And the religion, support of religion is very much needed all the way from day one. It's needed very badly. So therefore, what I'm trying to say is that when you try to visualize Guru, you have to believe that the Guru is 100% there wherever you are believing, in which form, whichever is form, doesn't matter. It has to be 100% there, believed 100%. Yeah, 100% doesn't mean fanatic, but fanaticism never, how do you say, recommended. Never welcomed. Fanaticism, never welcomed. That is something that we have to really watch out. But without fanatic, you have to visualize 100%. Everything has to be total, not half-baked, total. People sometimes feel that, okay, visualization is, you have to do it, but actually it's not there. So you just visualize vaguely, like a cloud kind of thing. And it does work. It works, they think. It works, and it should be like that, because visualization literally is not there, it's not very exciting, it's just a ritual practice, and ritual thing, that we just kill our time or something like that. No, it has to be done very nice. And when you do that, you will be able to even touch the Buddha. The visualized Buddha will be vividly done, so that even you can even touch, you can even talk. There are many great yogis, they can even talk with green Tara, white Tara, like a human being. They can talk and they can get the blessings and talk so that they can get the instructions and the guidelines and all these things like a human being, or as if you are talking to a human being, and talks. Even the great blessed statues, they can even stand up, they can even talk, they can even go, they can even say that I want to go there, I want to go here. All these things can be there. There are many Buddhas, even the statues there, even existing right now, that they talk. And they have been talking somewhere else some time back, or that sort of thing. It's really is there actually. Was there and it's there. But we don't, now the belief is diminishing down, like a dying down. So therefore these things also, miracle things, so to speak, is also not happening as often as before. So anyway, that's the thing. So therefore, it is very important to make it very vivid, so that the blessing will also be vivid. If you don't do a vividly dissolutions and all these things, then the blessing will also be very dull. Blessing will be also very like a half-cooked, half-baked, or maybe none. That is the reason why we are not really going through having that much of blessings, even though we talk about the blessings, we talk about guru blessings, guru devotions and all these things, but it doesn't work because the devotion is not there. The faith is not there. Even though you may, I personally, like myself also, I would say that faith is not that welcome and also not that favorite subject to talk about. But some certain extent, like a certain kind of level of faith is very much needed. Very much needed, but not fanatic. So after that, then te tat yatha om gate gate parasangate bodhi soha. They recite the mantra without distraction in a continuous murmur while visualizing the purification of the will. Then remain. Okay, now when I come to reading English, I feel very tired anyway. Because, I never studied English anyway, not even 1 hour or half an hour. So in my life, so the reading is very difficult. But anyway, this whatever it says in here, the main thing is purification. Purification, what do I mean? This is something like visualizing the purification of the will. So visualizing the purification process, I would say, is you. In this case, I mean, I've forgotten to tell you, but in this case, you visualize machik labdran, machik. I think this rosary, this book doesn't have the picture, but some other book has the picture. So the machik, this machik, that has to be there, machik. So you have to visualize in her form, in machik form. That not only yes, you have to visualize your guru in the form of machik, root guru, and then the branch gurus are in surrounding. That's very important. So your guru is in the machik form, who is in a dancing posture, dancing position. That she's dancing, She has to be sort of dancing and playing the damaru and bell, but dancing. So dancing with the great bliss, dancing with happiness, dancing with the rejoicement, dancing in the great realization of shunyata and union. That's the kind of thing. So you have to sort of visualize in that. That is that dancing and happiness and the blissful and union and all these things are the quality of your guru anyway. The quality of Lord Buddha, the quality of enlightenment, the quality of Dharmakaya, the quality of your actual guru. So this sort of thing, Externally, maybe there's a little bit of dullnesses and difficulties and, hope and fears and all these things. But the innerly and the secretly, the actually, the nothing matters. It just goes into the blissful state of mind and the joyful kind of joyful attitude and all these things and the great bliss and union. So therefore, the magic comes in the form of dancing posture. So that is your guru. Needs to be seen inseparable from your guru. That's because of that is the quality of your guru. Magic is the quality of your guru. So that is what you are visualizing it. Sometime you visualize, sometime in Guru Yoga you visualize your guru in the form of himself or herself. In a human form, doesn't matter. That can be done. If you have if you have a strong devotion, unbreakable devotion, and unshakable devotion towards your guru. So it doesn't matter. You can be visualizing the human form also, no problem. But generally speaking, in a general society or community, we have a very doubtful kind of mind. When it comes to the Guru Yoga, we feel we have lots of doubts. Even though we say, for the time being, we say, no, I have no doubt in my Guru. I have no doubt in my Guru for whatever the reason, But actually there is a lot of potential of doubt, a lot of, the negative potential. So therefore, as long as you have a negative potential, you are very much recommended to visualize your guru in the form of Majigma. You are very much recommended to visualize your guru in the form of Vajradhara, Guru Padma Sambhava, Avalokite, Shvara, and Manjushri, all these things, whatever, Amitabha, whatever the form that you feel comfortable with. That is very important. But actually, it is your guru. There's no doubt about it. But if you visualize the guru as a human form or whatever the form that he or she has, say whatever the robe she or he is wearing, or whatever the outfit, whatever the color, whatever the thing that you can see in the form, if you do visualize that, there's nothing wrong with it. But since you have to have a very clear view, very clear view, means very pure view, very pure view of the guru, which means the guru not in human form. I mean, maybe it's in the form of a human being, but you have no doubt or you should not have any sort of concept of guru. That particular guru that you are visualizing in human form is being a human being. That is very difficult. We do have a very strong tendency to see guru as a human being. Maybe you can see your guru as a good human being, educated human being, lovely human being, and whatnot, kind human being, compassionate human being, loving human being, that sort of thing, educated and whatever, and skillful, whatever, smart, whatever. You might have tons of qualities that you can talk about, how great your guru is. But nevertheless, still back of your head, your concept or your belief, I mean that man or that guru is man, is a human being. whatsoever. You think like that at the back of the mind. That is what we call spiritual obstacle. This is what Milarepa did manage to wipe entirely. So therefore he has no difficulties. He had no difficulties despite of having tons of difficulties. He had tons of difficulties dealing with the Marpa. Tons of difficulties, How many times, he got struggle with that. But doesn't matter. Why? Because the Marpa Lotsa is Marpa, his guru, is not at all human being, at all, to him. So that's the reason, for him there's no problem. There was no problem at all. So, but we are not in the state of the Milarepa. The Milarepa's mental state is quite far away from us. So even though we have such a good relationship, but still, relationship is a relationship. But still, we have a back in our mind, the Guru is human being, very nice human being, but human being. So then, that being an obstacle, one day that will erupted, like a what you call that? I've forgotten, but in Hawaii you can see a lot of things, like this, volcano, yeah, volcano. So one day it will come, finished, But for the time being, is we can, tons of tourists are going and having good time. I also flew over the mountains in Hawaii, many times, quite a number of times, and I enjoyed very much. But one day, this is no more enjoying kind of thing. It's a dreadful kind of thing. It would be like because there's a something inside there. So it's the same thing. It's something at the back of the mind. Oh, my guru is a human being, It is there inside. So one day, sooner or later, it'll come out. Volcano. Yeah? So anyway, so therefore it has to, that is what we call preliminary purification. First of all, you have to purify all these thoughts that sits at the back of the mind all the time, stuck. However, that is the thing. So anyway, that is the thing that we have to now purify. So Guru Machik will send nectars. So while you are reciting Teyata Om Gate Para Sangate Bodhi Soha, it is the known as a mantra of emptiness, mantra of the great emptiness. So when you do that, visualization wise, you have to look that she is sending. You should visualize that she is sending the nectar, whitish nectar, from her body, and cleans you. Inside, outside, and out, and outside, inside. So that sort of thing. You should think of that. And that is the visualization. But actual thing is that the Teyata Om Gate Para Sangate Bodhi Soha is being an emptiness mantra. It empties the conceptual mind. If it empties the conceptual mind, after emptying the conceptual mind, you will not have the mind of Guru being a human being. You will not have any sort of a misunderstanding that is stuck at the back of the mind. Nothing will be there. Nothing will remain there. So it will go. So that's the greatest way of purifying. So Teyata Om Gate Para Sangate Bodhi. So using that mantra, and along with the visualization of Machik, sending the nectar from her body and purifies your own defilement, not only just physically having a shower, but also inside also get entirely sort of purified. So that is what you have to visualize and believe in that. That is a very strong way of purifying, not only just purifying the physical problems, and not only just purifying the mental problems, mental external problems, but also mental inner problems will also be purified, which is the conceptual dualistic sort of concept and conceptual mind, and that is very much unknown, very much secret, very much hidden, but it's there. It's like a cancery. It's there, very much so. So it is something like it has to really be purified. So that mantra Teyata Gate Gate is a very strong mantra and very powerful mantra, if you like, has given by the Buddha Shakyamuni in Rajgir, place like Rajgir. He gave the teachings of the Mahayana along with this skillful method. So that is what we should be reciting this time. In here, maybe around 100 times, then that's it. And with the visualization, very strong visualization, and that is true. That needs to be purified. That the subtle thing that is there, subtle poison, if you like, subtle poison, it's there in the mind. That really is a poison, actually. Not only just a poisoning in the process of the meditation and process of Guru Yoga, but also in the process of meditation, any kind of meditation, any kind of visualization, any kind of practices. You may be practicing preliminary practice, Mahamudra and Dzogpa Chenpo, and also you may be practicing rituals, that ritual, this ritual. You may be even doing all sorts of, let's say, generosity practice, going out and do the thing. All the things that the subtle poison is always functioning something that makes you feel tired, that makes you feel not satisfied, feel not happy, happy for yourself. You're not happy for yourself, what you are doing. You're not happy for your family, what they are doing, what they are really responding, or the way that they respond to you. You're not happy because of this, and you don't know where these things comes from. And then you start to pointing out people, the out there, the people, beings, they say, oh, this is terrible, that is terrible, she is terrible, he is terrible, but you are not terrible. But actually it is the terror that is coming from is the hidden one that we are not yet managed to purify. Using tatyata om gate gate parasangate bodhi and so on. That is the terror, that is the poison that really terror is coming from, derived from. That is the thing. That is really the terrorist. That is the reason why sometimes we think that I think that we are the terrorists, actually. We sometimes point always that he's the terrorist, they're terrorists. Yes, they are terrorists, but actually we all are terrorists. That is the reason why we are causing a lot of problems in the world. How many people are killing, how many people they're killing animals, how many, every morning they torture animals. How many animals are tortured? Who is torturing who? We are torturing the animal. We are torturing the people. We are torturing the nature by torturing, ourselves, actually. So therefore we are terrorists, actually, without being called, without being mentioned, but we are. So that is the thing. The terror comes from the mind, but maybe not in the front, but at the back. So that is the subtle poison that we are talking about. It needs to be purified. And then, that's good enough. And then after doing certain times of mantra, then page number 234. Then, in between there, we have to do the practice of, now that takes little long, little zigzagging kind of thing. But we have to practice breathing practice, which is also very important, but not really effective, I think. For many people it is not very effective because it just doesn't know how to really hit the point. But anyway, we just have to, this time we, ritually speaking, or maybe practically speaking, we have to then go through the breathing practice. After a certain number of recitation of this Tayata Gate Gate and the visualization of purification, then after purifying, you yourself become like a kind of, without, physically you have to believe that you really become emptiness kind of thing, kind of look like a glass kind of made, crystally kind of clear, that sort of thing, crystally clear, and, seeing through from outside to inside, there's no sort of a flash and all these things, something like that. It will be nice to have that sort of vision. And it makes it complements the process of purification. However, then after that you exhale. You exhale the breath quite three times or 9 times like that. That keeps you kind of clear from the tension, clear from the tense, And then after that, then you sit cross-legged, and then that there are some postures that you have to follow, 7 postures. So that I think I don't think I have to go through all these details, but then you do that. Then you sit up with this 7 postures. Then you inhale the breath. You have to inhale along with before inhalation, you have to visualize. Again, it's just a visualization. You have to visualize your consciousness in the form of 2 droplets, the whitish droplets in the right feet, and the reddish droplet in the left feet. So that then you just have to visualize that 2 droplets is the consciousness. So you have to visualize that. And very vividly also, very vividly there. Then you inhale. When you inhale, along with the inhalation, you have to again visualize or kind of, let's say, visualize or think that entire consciousness of the body, entire consciousness of yourself, sort of let's say absorb or absorb into the droplets. It just dissolves into the droplets from 10 directions, from all over the body. The consciousness sort of dissolves into the 2 droplets along with the inhalation. You have to inhale very deep, and then hold in a vase, in the form of vase, sort of like a vase, retain. You have to retain the breath inside of body, and you put down under the navel. You have to put down under the navel, and you have to bring up what we call lower wind or lower air up. So then you sort of put the wind or the breath just around the navel and keep it there. This is what we call vase practice. Vase practice or whatever. The vase, why? Because your tummy shape become like a little bit, look like a vase. So that's the kind of thing. So then you just keep there with the belief or whatever, the continuation of believing that the two droplets are the full of your consciousness. And it's not only just the full of your consciousness, but it just become your consciousness anyway. Full or not full, that's not the question. That's just your consciousness. These two. So then, when you take it out, when you start to exhale the breath out of your nose, along with exhaling, then these two droplets from the 2 feet goes up together with the exhalation, goes up through the legs, then meets in your navel. And if you are familiar with all the practices of this yoga, then you can even visualize the chakra, navel chakra, along with it. But of course, if not, it doesn't matter. You just have to visualize all these two drops meet together there in navel. And meanwhile, you just keep your breath out, very much out. Don't sort of don't inhale, just breath out. Very nicely, very total kind of a total out. After a while, then you inhale. Very deep inhalation needs to be there. And during your inhalation, this time, again the same visualization or same kind of dissolution has to be done. All the consciousness, once again, from top to bottom of the body, comes together and dissolve again into the droplet, which is in the navel. So then rest on its own nature. Just look at that droplet and keep the breath in the vase kind of position. Inside your body, just right below the navel. And then keeping it for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds, then you exhale. And along with the exhalation, again it's the same thing. The navel droplet that join together, red and white become together, that droplet, that now it's only one droplet, When the droplets are in the feet, you have two, one in right, one in left. Red in the left, right, white in the right. So that's the thing. But now it is one. So one, now onward is the one. So then you exhale. Along with that, it goes to the heart, from navel to heart. And again goes the same thing. You just keep there, the breath outside, and rest on its own nature. But the mind, mind also goes out along with the breathing. Breathing. The breath goes out. The mind also goes there. And then you inhale. Again, the same thing. When you inhale, the dissolution happens. So you have to do that. So when the first step that goes to is navel level, and then The second step that it goes to is heart level. Then the third level that goes to is the throat level. And then the fourth level it goes to is the forehead level. Then the final one that goes out of your, the droplet or consciousness goes out of your body, then you have to say Pat, So when you say Pat, then this goes into the spaciousness, space. And it becomes like inseparable from the space. And then you are recommended to rest on its own nature, which is very much inseparable from the spaciousness of the shunyata, of the realization. And then it says here, Namka semni nimendre tongni keme tadantal kunchab tingzin chabdalwa jume chembingandu ho. So this sentence was written, given by the omniscient one, Pema Karpo. So so that is the skillful method of realizing the Dharmakaya form. So then after that, you just have to rest. The breathing practice is done for the time being. So you have to rest on its own sort of nature, which is the inseparable from the spaciousness. So that's it. You just have to rest on that. As long as you want, as long as you want. But actually, for people like us, newcomers, they can't relax on its own kind of nature for longer than 1 second. Maybe 2 seconds is really the longest period that you can really relax without that much of obstacle. But some people seem to be like they can put in a relaxed kind of moment for more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, they can do that. But I think it's just bluffing, They bluff themselves anyway. They just it's cheating. It's cheating themselves. They cheat themselves. We always, get cheated. We think like we're meditating, but actually we're not meditating, we're spaced out. Really. That is what is happening, and it's a terrible thing that it's happening, It's not good, actually. And it's very disappointing also sometimes when you come out of it, it doesn't go anywhere. It gives terrible kind of feeling, a little bit of headache also. So that sort of thing, it's not very good. Spaced out is no good, like a tripping out, you just don't know what you're doing, and that is not good. So really sharp and vivid meditational kind of concentrational mind in that. I think it most is 1 second, maybe 2 seconds. That is the kind of sharp meditation, which is a very good one that you have to do, and relax. And so you can, of course, if you are very good meditator, or you're good at yoga, yoga, inner yoga. I mean, not talking about the physical yoga only, but physical yoga also complements the inner yoga also. So, but inner yoga is very much the strength that we are talking about. So, inner yoga and the secret yoga, all these yogas. If you are good at yoga practice, then you can relax, you can rest on its own nature for maybe longer. Obviously, when you reach to a yogic state of the mind or something, advanced, let's put it like that, then you can rest on its own nature for days, not only just for a second or two, but it's just days and days, They can rest. And also, they can rest. If they want, they can rest without any kind of obstacles or any kind of activities, physical activities. But if they don't want, they can just do it, they can rest on its own nature, but still, along with the activities. Going, sleeping, talking, all sort of mundane activities they can involve in, along with the restful mind. Nothing matters to their resting mind. There's nothing. Nothing really changes their mind. Their mind is like an ocean. Ocean can be having a wave, but ocean is ocean, still ocean. The wave, no matter what strong and what sort of, let's say, what strong wave and what sort of things are happening on the superficial ocean, but ocean is still ocean. So similarly, that the mindfulness and the meditation, the yoga, no matter what happens externally, inside nothing happens. It's the meditative state of mind all the way through. So that is what, when you reach to the yogic state. But people like me, people like you, people like us, I think we have to be cautious. That's all. I mean, I wouldn't say we're not able to do that. We may be able to do that, but we have to be cautious. We shouldn't be, so that, we're cautious so that we will not be able to, we will not be carried away by the spaced out form of meditation, tripped out kind of form of meditation. That is very important. So most of the meditators gets very much carried away. That is the reason why after doing meditation you get more angry. After doing certain period of, like practices or this and that, then you come out, then you get very angry. You can then be very arrogant, and you can, I'm doing, then the ego goes up. Very strong ego, I did a meditation, I did this, I'm always doing so many hours of meditation. Are you doing something like that? No, I'm not. See, I am great, I am doing this. You are nothing. You should do this, actually. This is great, you should do that, I did this, you should do that. Why didn't you do this, that sort of thing. It's just all arrogant, arrogant language, is selfish language, ego language, egoistic language. Even though sometimes it comes in the form of encouragement, sometimes it comes into the form of compassion, form of love, form of caring, form of, like a kindness and all these things. But it's actually, it's a egoistic language anyway, So, all these things comes, Really, when you approach to a great yogi, they don't say such kind of things, They just keep quiet. That is what we call humble, and what they call it, hidden yogi. They just smile. They just don't say anything. And if you say, did you do anything? No, I'm not doing anything. I don't know anything. I am not doing anything. My way of doing it's just sleeping. That's all. I'm not doing anything, I'm spaced out. I'm terrible, that sort of thing. And do you do any practice? No, don't talk about it. I'm not doing practice. So, that sort of thing, they're bluffing actually. They're talking, they're lying, but anyway, they feel also that way. They feel that it's not worthwhile even to talk about, because it's never touched their own ego. The meditation is above everything. So meditation gets into a right direction. When there's, when meditation and practices are going with ego, then the ego boosted. The practice is nothing but ego booster. It boosts ego. And then your ego becomes stronger, and that along with that, anger will be stronger, and then arrogant gets stronger, desire gets stronger, jealousy gets stronger, then the problem comes. That is the reason why I say, be cautious. That's all. Be cautious. That's the point where you need a lot of teachings also. Teachings, you have to hear a lot of things. And you have to listen to teachings. Not only that, read a lot of biographies of great masters. like Milarepas, Gyawa Gotsangpa, Tsangpa Gyare, like that sort of, great masters. You should get to read this biography. So then you will know what really all about. That's the thing. But the biography of these people, those realized beings, But of course, nowadays a lot of biographies comes, they talk about themselves. Half of them are not true; they just created. Half of them are maybe true. So I think the new biographies, I think it's not worth it even reading. But the biographers of Milarepa's time and maybe 300 years old biographies, that sort of thing are needed, And the biographies of the great yogis of India and great yogis of Tibet, the great yogis in China and many places, I think. You can read that, the very, very genuine ones. However, so now this is the part of the practice which is very important. So that is the like a body of the practice. So now the later practice of Sengay Tsewa, from that to this page 234, page number 234, is the kind of a branch practice. That is the practice of offering. That is just an offering. So first, the accumulation. Now, they call it accumulation of merit. That's true. It's accumulation of merit. Until now, it is accumulation of wisdom. So now it is now onward. It's accumulation of merit, which is mainly we're talking about offering, the offering body, speech, and mind. And first, you go through that the first pages to invoke the blessed, to invite the guests. Keji rani durji pami ko marsa shija toy langso rani rani yeshin yinji kargi rol tuke wegi konde shinkunchap zot yuzu zomaso zosar so rebe de lungtin don shan digmet. So main thing is finished, so therefore now offering part I will just read it because there's transmission. I can give the transmission, whatever it means. Rari shininji karjira tujiwe ki kondeshin kunja pe sanje seje gyawa namda rinzinji chinang tejin iki yidamla drubi tonze ne yun takite kunjo sijun dronam sheksu pe maakala shinjong teje su sala neshi rinzin chakbe tsu kadna tamsi drubi chinlepan gombo yunden dronam jambar tsaye pe doja nawa drubi shembe yu lenja karna pulun nyo wana kuku karmar tsosong nga wandir nangsi lanje tsun lanje lenja dronam ho pe chadang nyingi drewe pamaso rudu nyingi dronam dir chishi nyomo wangan koro majamba shisin doyon gatun tsola rol. Some of the sentences are written by given by the omniscient one Pema Karpo, and most of them are composed by me, so that we can sort of practice certain length of period. Otherwise, the original text is too short that we cannot really make it into a sort of certain period of practice or the ritual practice. So that's the reason I put a little bit. And then Rari Yeshin Ngon de Durjan Nanger Marulang, Tony Tigung Barai, Zunzin Yemta Pungbu Du, Deje Lugi Pagwashi, Tonsum Chebet set to Shata River Malipa, Tub de Pungbu Sopon de Omge Tokwatimasa, or Tokmenam Gatimame, Sale Shike Yerewa, Jigdon Chegu Kuruta, Aisame Sheberpel, Yeda Yezo Chembel, Redo Tevet, Sosu Gur, Namka Chain Kaper Del, Hungen Doyen Gendu Chetama Wegu Kurun Kill. Tsewa ngor min panglang yeje chevetin lama yitam khandusu konjo sishun jungun kengar lana mebayi cheve zesu trenin bu leg durji chola zangme chapta duzitin lama yitam khandusum la mingni cha sumcha sokshe jiu teki parnang tambur tek konjo sishun jung tamji ki kengar lu shata ki pumbu di tse chinang ki nuju tamje lana mebe che zesu tre de pat Lucho Shinkam Gyatsu Mendreda, Chinang Sawa Teshin Nigichu, Tukzi Sheni Chota Tumung, Ngudrum Malu Rapsul Chingilo, Pat Tulchudeko Vichevanam. Now, this, for example, this two line is written by the omniscient one, Pema Karpo, but then this longer one, I wrote. So it's mixed. Pe churda chudi ko ve chebarnam chinawa lugi chongkor bu. Tetam da longchu zashe so pu ngai semla chebarnam phalama tribi kulam bu. Sem chege dugi malu chö cheba taru chimbarsho. Chö cheba taru chimbarsho. Pusetong nime tontone nemegi tujin droid. Du takjeb lunjin drubarsho. Nang tsalung kamgi tangmala ing pao pamo kargi rol. Lui dewi chungkor kyubsin chuk. Sem gawa chembi chongkorndi. Palama longchu zokurumbi. Sem chuge dugi machirwa. Chö cheba taru chimbarsho. Putetong nime tontone ma lam gamme rangshin yongshibi. Chö tongba nigi tontosho. Tonsangwe kilkur chöge ing namba kunden tongbe yum dame shera parchima marangwa shebe chongkorde palama chöge kulumbi purigdong jembe ngangdu se makewa mebe ngorzo temegi rikpa sangmatal gangsher namto tegi shik ngang hegi lele tegi por pat. So this was written by me again. But composed, I written by me, but I composed based on the tantric practices of che tawe dengdang nyembe ngagi gerer chongchu kilkur ki bangrim tosar pul yang gongshin legi doji chola changme chapdang duji ten gombo yondeng ndre namla mingni chasum jang gombo yondeng ndre nam ki changar kundu sangbi chujen seba mebar mi be trete pat rangri yeshe ngawandi dorjin nenjur marulang tongni tigum barwa yin sungzin nyemta pungbi du deje lyugi pakpa shi tongsum kebe chetu chup shata ruba maluba tupti pungbi sogonde omji tokpa chime ayi Mise shevar pel hongin doyin genduji kundu zangbu chebeti tudam kangwe jesu pel. That's also partially given by the omniscient Pema Karpo, and then I put few words there. Gongshin legi durji chola zangme duji ten gombo yundeng ndren namla cha sum cha kangzen jimbi tetu tekde pat chinang sangwa kangden drubi je namken zön je tabur mignem bu tamsi nigong garjen parche tunjen namji tile mayel je. So this short offering of the Gana Chakra, that is given by the Omniscient One, Pema Karpo, and then now in Chinese they call it Paima Karpo, that's the thing. In this, it's the fourth Drukpa. He's very well known as an omniscient one. So that's the thing. We are talking about when we say Pema, the in actual thing is, of course, when it comes to Chinese version of saying that Paima, maybe a white horse, or I don't know, but actually it is Padma, Padma. It is the lotus, white lotus. It is white lotus. But in the Chinese, then Paima, so that is it translated into that way. However, so this Sengay Tsewa practice is mainly found by the omniscient one, Pema Karpo, and so therefore, but his one is very, very small, very, very, very small. It's all hardly 1 page or 2. That's all. So I made it, along with the blessing of my own root guru. I made it a little bit longer, so that people can sort of practice sort of comfortably for a certain period of time. So now this page, like a 241, again this was written by me. Yene kata hundub rikvete tangbu sangye dorji simbi zu tuji chimbungam be soyen zimba pangun chashi mahakali de juba yang tu khorta jebala tamsik domba nyamja gaitu sha sune thosam gomlam bebai tsejik juba tsejik sangye drubi tudam kang chi kang je chosu shemba nam sungju dewar dombe kolor bu chöshin jebe parche serwada chundun chile maye dongron zu pat cho bangrim nibe ye chosu pul yang leg durji chola zangme chapta dujiten cha migu choktor ningi tetu tegla deje shata glunde lande lenja gndala sheru wonu gejo chaja lebe gezu jindong ji se ja seba meber loi jude pat rari yeshe ngondi dorjen nenjur marulong tongni tigung barwai sungzin nyemda pongbu du deje lugi papa shi tongsum chebe chetu trup shata ruba maluba tupti pongbe chobongdi Oma hongi janto bar lencha shankun renamla tsimshin gigu matsang me doyun longchu semechur pat See, again, this one is mixture. Some part is written by the Pema Karpa Omniscient One, and some part, some words are, some sentence are put by me. But now this onward, the two lower line onward, is written by me, based on one of the Pema Karpa's phrases. So I've written this in a sentence form, the form of sentence. Pat pat jedun nam onga worege ngege ongbe chokpala da jeshung jenji sem deni nde kyepe ngege matongla. Pembu chushing dewi gyumili nakta geba kyola jin shan döna shachir shasoshi ta döna chachir ta tongshin dui ringba namgi jembraso maringba namgi lom chebas chelaso nyuba chungla yokseso kyakse kurla longjeji da jinzin meper tegipur jinlendu miri jimbartango pat pat. Then now this onward is again Pema Karpa's. He wrote this. Shari wangbo tenu tashale mise gyajin doyun ngandendi nangsi landin dönge solajin sosur gangu rangshin simbrachi korwa thoma mebe pulun len shakpa kangye tamchi jangshin tajurji. Now onward this again I added up. Rangla pelong shenla nemachi shiva changju semla dembar se. These two words. Then shengho sotor kingur pangrim tami tengdun jok yang rangri riru ninjing dronam di nangur negu meja sen segu longjo tamjeba rachur duzi tenla pat rangri yeshe ngon di dorjin nenjur maruna tongni tigung barwai zungzin nyemta pongbi du deje lyugi pakwashi tongsum kebe tseduchuk shata riba maliba tupdi pongbi tsopong di omma hongi jangdo bar negu meja sen ninjing dronjur tamjela kandyo soge choba pel pat dugu longje pusum tsome seme pamari du jimbe gaju nekab dunge kunde cheshin lekchu sanje drubarsho. This again, this fourth sentence is written by Pema Karpa, and also the upper one is also written by Pema Karpa. I put few sentences though, that's all. Anyway, the excuse me, whenever you bless this, like let's go this, we repeat many times, but here it says, the page number 244, there says self-cognition, self-cognition, the nature of primordial wisdom, appears as Vajrayogini. So this time you always have to visualize yourself as a Vajrayogini. That actually means yourself means your consciousness. That is in the space. Inseparable from the spaciousness of space, and that has to be now transforms into the Vajrayogini, and then she sends the knife, the curved knife, throws down, and then that time the Vajrayogini is you. The body is not you. Your body is already now become like just a small kind of piece of offering. So that then you yourself as a Vajrayogini up there sends the curved knife and cut body into the pieces and transforms with the help of letter Om Ah Hong, then transforms your body into a car, your body into a building, your body into a mountain, valley, water, ocean, lakes, and horses and donkeys, dogs and cats, whatever you have to offer in the form of, let's say, and whoever needs whatever, you have to provide out of your body after cutting into it. Then, and also there are many beings who are really hungry to have a vegetarian meal, and there are many beings who are hungry to have a non-veg meal. So you have to provide from your body. The body become like anything, anything that is there, that is possibly there. So that is the offering. Your body becomes like that, If somebody needs a mountain, yes, your body become mountain that will be offer and satisfy them. Somebody needs a house, yes. Somebody needs a car, yes. Somebody needs money, yes. Somebody needs a meat, yes. Somebody needs blood, yes. Somebody needs milk, butter, flour, anything, any kind of thing that they want is there out of your body. That is what you have to be. The body is just a small thing, like, I don't know how many kilos of meat. That's all you have. But that's not the one. That has to be changed into varieties of offerings, varieties of sensual offerings, sensual offerings and attractive offerings, and pleasurable offerings, whatever. So this is what you have to transform, actually. But that has to be done by you, actually. You are doing it. Where you are, where are you, actually? You are Vajrayogini. You already, along with the power practice, you have already, with the pat, you already went into the spaciousness, space, along with the, they become inseparable from the spaciousness of the space. So then it transformed the space, transformed into the Vajrayogini. So you are there, actually. You are there, not you. You are no longer there. This is now become something to offer, to be offered. So then you send the curved knife down, and then the curved knife goes down, and then cut yourself into pieces. And not only just a piece and blood and all these things, and then that's it. This is something you offer. No, there are tons of them. They don't want meat. They don't want your body, but they want something else. They want money. They want a house. They want friends. They want something else rather than your body, the flesh and blood and all these things that you have in your body. So, but you can satisfy them as well by offering body. So this is the thing. You have to really be visualizing in that. So, and that through doing that successfully, you are accumulating the merit successfully. So this is what we call offering body. But that doesn't mean, people, those people who don't understand what is all about, then they think, offering my body, what does this mean? This is very scary or something. Or maybe sometimes they say, why? My body doesn't make any sense. Who want my body? Or something like that. It is true. There are, maybe 2 or 3 people who want your body. That's all. Nobody wants your body anyway. What's the point of giving your body anyway? No point. So, but the body, giving body means transforms into the varieties, billions and billions, countless of offering, pleasurable offerings, sensual offerings, and the whatnot, So you transform it with the help of letter Om, Ah, Hong. That is the thing, okay? And that's something that you should be sort of knowing as a overall, the holistic kind of idea of this particular practice. Anyway, we have not much of time left. Anyway, just now that His Eminence told me that we have a refuge. We have a refuge thing. Yeah? Wow. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So then this short version of Gana Chakra, that is written by me. Again, page number 245. That you have to recite this time to time. So this is a short form, the summarized form of Gana Chakra. Pe punzo pat punzo kopa ranang tenging chude number man de saler zo rangsam zimbi pasha rayam kam zime dejen lonje om a hong pat jinang teng chonggur chembote tabjo riba devi dorje tang sherab khaim peme sindu ni niwe nyamber jo gatun di dorje chumo lama ni lambu serab kundu je sung so inju khantu tu dang garwasha sedan juba nyambe tendre di rangsam gadu du dang nyemje du ngo tewa me bi ingsu de handu namla latur genden bu chundu samba du bithle jong mahangana sakta punza ho pat. So that is the thing. So this yes. So at the beginning there's a letter pat. The pat one, when you do pat very strongly, that you have to visualize the what you call that, as I mentioned, you have to visualize. Pat transforms into the letter pat, or maybe the sound pat makes you feel, or makes you sort of makes you visualize the transformation of the spaciousness into the Vajrayogini. And then she sends the curved knife and then cut through all these things. That has to be done within that period. Then you have to say Punzoko Barana Tungi Chudinamba Madusaladzo. Then after that, Rangsem Zimbi Pasha Ramyam Kam. That is the thing. Rangsem Zimbi Pasha Ramyam Kam means the conceptual mind always have a lot of yes and no, hope and fear, big and small, dirty and clean, all these things. But then you have to cut through all these perpetual defilements that we have in our mind, basically at the back of mind. This is what I would say. So that has to be burned, that has to be washed, that has to be blown. So that is the reason why these three letters, Rang, Yang, Kang. That is the thing. Rang, Yang, Kang. Water, the fire, water, and the wind syllable. So these three syllable is very important, to burn, to wash, and then blown away. So there's nothing left. Nothing left as hope and fear and good and bad, and like a zigzagging mind. That is the kind of perpetual kind of state of mind, which is back in the mind. Not really, maybe sometime it functions in the front, but it actually doesn't function. It really goes at the back and the hidden, and it really controls. Maybe really the engine that really works for us. So then it's not good, It's really like a wrong supervisor, wrong king, wrong sort of a person that really makes you do all sorts of different things. Anyway, that's the Rang Yang Kang, that burns, that washes, that blows away. And then after that, then transforms forms your body that you cut into the pieces. That really goes into then the great offerings, as I mentioned before. Om, Ah, Hong, then Pat, that three Pat. That's the letter. The first part. First part actually has the the sense of vivid. Vivid means vivid of all the existence of offerings. And then second part should be transforms your conceptual mind into a non-conceptual mind when you see the offering and do the practice. And then the third one is the final part. The third one, then you have to remain resting on the Mahamudra state of mind, or the Dzogchen state of mind, or the Shunyata state of mind, or just to remain. So that is the thing. Three of them comes one after the other. So anyway the Pat makes the realization, realizing certain type of achievement. So that's it. So then you recite this thing, saying you're offering, and whatever you want to do with it, that's your choice. This is what we're saying. So just offering anything, whatever you want. I have, that sort of thing. I have everything. Now you can have anything, whatever you want. So that's it. And then Cognition gendu rol then you. That is if there's some substance that are there, then you have to offer each other. then we have to all offer each other. Then whenever we offer something, we have to offer like Tsogachepa Gendurol. That means bless the Gana Chakra offering. No. It's wrongly written there. It's not bless the Gana Chakra offering. Tsogachepa Gendurol means please eat and enjoy. That's all, Please not only eat, but please enjoy. That's all they say. Please enjoy. So then we give the Gana Chakra, the substance, whatever you have. I mean, maybe a fruit, cake, or whatever, and all these things. You just and these are just representing the subject, the things that you are offering. Just a representation. So that's just, and you already, at the same time, you're blessed. You're blessed with the Om Ahum. So this means, I think it's in English they wrote differently, bless the Gana Chakra offering, but it's not that. It is saying, please enjoy, that's all. Please enjoy Gana Chakra. So then you give. When you give this, when you give means when you share these substances, you have to give. You just don't offer. You just don't offer. You just give. You have to give. So that is the thing. Then when you receive, you have to say Alalaho Siddhipalaho. You have to say that, and that means like oh yes, I enjoy. I enjoy. Oh wow, I enjoy. So that sort of thing. I enjoy. Alalaho means wow. Au lavage, or something like that. In French, au lavage, or something like it's excitement. It's really is something that is very much excited. That's the thing. Alalaho siddhipalaho. Then this is now left over, followed by the long life prayer. Yes, it's. In between here, you just can be practicing long life prayers of Guru, whatever. And if you know tons of that, you can just do it. There's not much of a problem. And or maybe you just you have no time. You are too busy to eat, so you eat. Eat and enjoy, drink and enjoy. So drink. Normally we use a little bit of alcohol for that, but that is true that you can use. You have to use it, but that's a very, very small amount. It's just a few drops in the palm. That's all. Don't use glass. You can get drunk. Anyway, maybe that's a form of enjoying, but actually we use our palm, that's it. And then just a few drops of alcohol, that's not a problem. And also sometimes we serve the meat also. Just a small amount of meat is also just to represents the bliss. Great bliss represents by meat. And then the great shunyata represents by the alcohol. So that these two are just a small amount. It's just a small piece. That is what we normally do. But sometimes that is a risky also, very risky, because people can take advantage of it and then say, let's buy meat, wow, kilos of meat, and cook, and buy bottles and bottles of whiskey and wine and all these things and all these things, and then they use glass and then the bottle. Then maybe glass become bottle. Then you can even bottle to mouth directly. It's a risky, That happens. Partially I'm joking, but partially it is true. Many parts of the world, in the name of the practice of Gana Chakra, they're killing a lot of animals. They kill a lot of animals and. In the name of Gana Chakra, and then they buy lots of alcohol and they drink, and then they get drunk, and they do this. When many cases it happens that way. So please, we have to be careful, but just use maybe one drop. That's it. It's just one spoon will be enough for maybe 10, 20 people. That sort of thing. It's you don't really have to go through a big amount, a big quantity. Anyway, then after that, tongsum tongka torjong yang baru sepa jaban doja tozu shimje shidan sharu riwo pong timu shada juzi trawe jing oma ongi jang do pala. Lao torun degu seme shiban de kingur murin jangwa shaji bin jiten tamsi shasa kanto da nga jim mato keshin namna. Drukun dikdip dunga dala lu, daga getson runam chabar gewen drukun sanje tobar sho, lao torun nekang shir tsangma tek karpung de pulla. That this thing, it's this thing. And then matching my kingur so called doesn't do kingur chidu ni don't remember chabat matching madanya ma kombang center to konde kunji you may go dajan the kusum gesi chimbo top chiringo so mon tezamna rikpa khala gyuri. Now after that the dedication is finished and then rikpa khala gyuri dani dame ki pungbo sala porwa chawa imbe tui tenezon lui ngerka sem ki micha sem ki tenso lui la michur lui da maybe doshin do porwa sha porla sha sem namka tongbatar teme rangsar tyusum ki tokpam yila chepe tento kangchong ti jesum minjang war pat che judging shiki ishigla majupar chirwe nawa tamje panma punma alse ulse jumatsam to tete so there's then you have to then this part brings the consciousness which is the Vajra Yogini. So Vajra Yogini become a droplet, and then the droplet slowly comes down and dissolves into your body, and then you become yourself again. Come back into your body. Until then you are Vajrayana, Vajra Yogini. You are Vajra Yogini, on top of it. So that is the thing. Here, it's you have to bring yourself down. That's very, very important. Otherwise, life will be shortened. That is the thing. If you have let's say, maybe 10 more years to live, because of the Sengay Tsewa, you become five less year. So only 5 years to live. It's no good, very sad. So therefore, you have to be very careful. That is the point where you have to bring down. You have to bring your consciousness down into your body and then relax. Relax as long as you want. That is very important. And you have to say pat, or pat or pa, little longer one, so that it will then draw down. Then you become yourself. Then you have to say kamara remember you must have decision the temento ripachime on chanan chim kansa shiru chim zope namkan jetun longje seva metso min rawantun chibetin no. I think these things I don't need to read, because here it stopped the Sengay Tsewa anyway. There all these things are dedication and all these things. However, what you have to do is you then after relaxing that, then you have to if you have time, then you have to transform into yourself into Avalokiteshvara, Kuan Yin. You have to really transform yourself into Kuan Yin, who has size of mountain, a very big. One Kuan Yin can fill whole Hong Kong Valley. Sort of like that. It has to be a very big one, and then she sings the Kuan Yin, that Kuan Yin sings the Om Mani Padme Hum, and teaches whole world about the shunyata, about the compassion, about the love. And the entire world, the beings in the world, listens to her teaching, compassionate teaching. And then they will get it. Not only listen, but they get the message of the Avalokiteshvara, and then they get liberated. So this is what you have to do. Very important. After that, then you after doing so, Om Mani Padme Hum for maybe 1 mala, 2 malas. That's according to your time. Then the Avalokiteshvara dissolves into yourself, and you just become. You just become yourself, back to normal, And then after that, then you have to visualize your Amitayu crown on top of your crown, and then do Om Amarani Jivente Yesoha, the mantra of long life, and then sending lots of nectars. He sends a lot of nectars to you, and your body filled up by the nectars, so that you will have long life for yourself. In case if there's a little bit of little bit of mistaken you did, while you are doing power and practices that can, as I mentioned, if you forget to bring yourself down, life will be shortened. That's for sure, not joking. So therefore, it has to be then filled up by the longevity, long life nectars from Amitayu, and recite Om Amarani 20 so for at least one mala. That means 108 times. Then dissolve. Again, that Amitayu dissolves into your body and rest and dedicate. If you have dedication in your memory, then you just do it. If not, then you can find some dedications in the book. So you read that and dedicate for all sentient beings to be liberated and to be long life and happy. That's all. We are done. Thank you very much. Now, what is the refuge? Refuge.
Thank you, Holiness.
Please.
For his teaching, we will